Welcome to a quick overview of the Kansas Career Pipeline. With anything like this system, it is only as useful as the time and effort you put into it. It can be extremely helpful to you, no matter if you are going straight into the workforce or military after high school, or if you are continuing on into post-secondary education. If you are a student at MHS, you should have already set up an account in this system. Please check with one of our career counselors if you are unsure. If you need to set up a new account in the Kansas Career Pipeline, we are training everyone to use the same process. For your username, use your first and last name, followed by the 2 digits of the year that you will graduate, all lowercase and no spaces in between. For your password, use your student identification number. When you get into the system, you are at the home page. Just like Facebook and other similar programs, you can upload a profile picture and add an email address. It is important to note that teachers, counselors, and administrators can view your information. But more importantly, if you use this system to its fullest potential, colleges and future employers can also gain access, so choose something appropriate. One of the first things you need to do when you get into the system is go click on the Learn About Myself tab. You will want to take some of the assessments that are in this page. Cooter, the company who designed this system, has recently revamped the assessments so they do not take as long as they used to in the past. If you use this system as a middle school student, you will find additional assessment options. The same will be true when you transition in the system after high school. Taking these assessments once a year or every other year is beneficial as you change over time based on your knowledge, skills, and life experiences. The Kansas Career Pipeline is organized around the nationally established Career Clusters framework. Simply put, Career Clusters is designed to group similar knowledge and skilled careers together. So when you start researching things, this is typically how it will be organized. You can view your assessment results immediately. Remember, the results are purely based on you, your interest, your skills, and your values. There are no right or wrong answers. If you have taken other assessments, such as Kansas Work Keys, ASVAB, or the ACT, you can add those scores into the system as well and get additional results for suggested occupations of interest. The Explore Occupations tab is next, with the idea that you will begin with the end in mind. You have control over your own destiny. If you don't, someone else will. You have 3 options on this page for researching future careers. First, you can look at your assessment results and the careers that are similar to what you are interested in. Second, you can explore careers by their career clusters just in general. Or third, you can do a title search of careers. As you are going along, make sure to mark favorites of your occupations that you are most interested in. By now, you are hopefully starting to get an idea of what you are interested in. 15 to 20% of today's jobs require a high school diploma, and that number continues to shrink. 60% of today's jobs require post-secondary education, which can mean a college or university education, or it could mean an associate's degree at a community or technical college, a certificate program, an apprenticeship program, boot camp, on-the-job training, or so much more. It really depends on where you're going and what you want to do. The remaining 20% of jobs require more than a 4-year degree. This last statistic has held true for more than 40 years. With this in mind, the next 2 tabs, Plan for Education and Plan for Work, are ones you do not want to overlook. Planning for Education has several great links included within it. Don't forget to check out your options after high school. Getting a job, military training, on-the-job training or apprenticeship, community college or technical school, 4-year college, or university. If you follow the page on down, you can create an educational plan for yourself. You click into it, and then you may do this on your own, or you may do it with a counselor, or you might work on it with your parent. But you create a new plan, and then you can update this plan on an annual basis and put in courses that you have taken at our high school or plan to take in the future. As you are thinking about your education now, you want to go back to the main page, follow it all the way down to the bottom, and think about how much education you really need based on the jobs that you are interested in. You remember I told you earlier to make sure that you mark your favorite occupations. That's because later on, as you use this system, they will come up in different places. So these are the 4 occupations that we favorited. You can always click in and see any of the details to the jobs that you have marked as favorites. It's important to note while we're on this page, there are suns by some of them. This means these are bright occupations, meaning they're expected to grow rapidly in the next few years, and or there are lots of jobs within that occupation. You'll also notice green leaves. This means there has been a change in this career to reflect environmental changes, going more quote-unquote green in this occupation. Back to planning. If college is in your future, there are several resources that you have on this page as well. You can research colleges and universities within Kansas or nationally across the nation. There is some test prep information that you can utilize on this page, and there is an extensive scholarship database that you have access to. There are millions of dollars worth of scholarships in this system, and some money has sat idle for several years because no one even applies. Don't miss out on this opportunity for scholarship dollars if this is what you would need. This can be used after high school too and later in life if you choose to get a master's degree or a doctorate degree. Scholarships are included in the system for these as well. It is also important to note the information that is fed into this system is updated on an annual basis. Let's now move on to planning for work. Again, there are a number of resources on this page to help you in planning for work. You can write resumes, manage your documents, write cover letters, collect references, complete sample job applications, and review interviewing skills. Any of these you can click into, and it will help you in writing your resumes, in managing documents. These are things where you can upload some of your documents that you've created through different classes that you've done at the high school level or on into college. It can also include images. Both documents and images are a great way to document your best work, things that you can look back on later and that you can improve on in the future depending on what it is that you're doing. You can write a cover letter. You can collect different references. If there's a place to keep things electronically, you're less likely to lose it when you need it later on. You can complete a sample job application so you know what kinds of things that you may be asked for when going out and applying for jobs. You can also review interviewing skills. On the main Plan for Work page, it had a sample video that you could watch. And if you click into any of the things underneath the video, you can look at objectives. You can look at good ways to prepare for an interview, and there are several videos included in these sections that will give you examples of how this can be done. There are common questions from websites that are popularly used by business and industry. There are questions to avoid when you're in an interview situation, examples of what to wear and what not to wear. You can also look into the different stages of an interview and what to expect, and how you should follow up for an interview process. Just like studying for a test, dress rehearsal before the show, or drilling on fundamentals in sports, to be successful in interviewing for college or career interviews, it all takes practice. It's about putting your best foot forward. Now that you've planned for your education and planned for work, it's time to find a job. This section will give you some tools on how to find a job when you're ready. If you have added jobs to your favorite list, you can find job openings for those positions by using this Find a Job Activities section. If you want to search for jobs nationally or in Kansas, you can click on either of these links, or you can use other search engines that are out there, and these change from time to time on this system, but they try to pick out the most popular search engines out there for jobs available today. Career centers are also beneficial for you to utilize when searching for careers. We do have one here in Manhattan, downtown on Points. And this page also has a place where you can think about looking at where you're managing your EPortfolio. I referenced being able to add documents and pictures earlier. You can create an EPortfolio in this system where you have a home page, you can upload a resume, you can have other sections that are specific to what you want to have. You can add cover letters, and then you can release this EPortfolio for public viewing. So if you want to send information on to potential colleges or universities, or if you're looking for a job and you need to give them access to an electronic portfolio, you can create it all from here at home, and then you can give them a URL address that they can come and view your work online at any point in time. This is also customizable, so if you want to do this for a couple of different colleges, but you want to have different examples of things in your portfolio, you can create multiple ePortfolios so you can send out different ones depending on what college you're applying to. And the same thing goes for if you're applying to multiple jobs at one time. You can customize your ePortfolio to have different things in it. The last tab across the top is My Portfolio, and this is where you can manage some of the things that you're doing within this system. You can review your progress, reviewing some of your assessment results, your education plan. You can review things that you have marked as favorites throughout the system when you have been researching, whether it's clusters, pathways, and careers, schools, scholarships and grants, and job-seeking tools that you are interested in keeping a hold of. You can also view your profile at any point in time and edit it. You can get messages through this system. You can review your ePortfolio, and you can also print off a portfolio summary at any point in time. You'll also notice if you go back up to the top of the page, there has been some directional guidance, a career planning timeline, and a note taker within this system. So anytime that you want to know how far you are along in your career planning timeline, or you want to add some notes, or it may give you some information here about things to think about when you're using this system, you can find that always to the top right hand side of your Kansas Career Pipeline page. As you can see, this is a comprehensive college and career readiness system designed to help you prepare for the future. But, as I stated in the beginning, with anything, it is only as useful as the time and effort that you put into it. Are you up for the challenge?